Today on Living by Design.
I really love my hair today. Like, the colour is so nice, isn't it? It's a bit dry and a bit bright, but I guess it's cute. I tried a new technique contouring my nose today. I think it's kind of cute. Yeah, that's really good. People can't see how big your nose really is, but it is cute.
Tony Lamont presents Living by Design with host Kathy Holloway Hill. Kathy is a strong, powerful voice. She entertains, informs, and inspires her audiences everywhere she goes.
I'm Kathy Holloway Hill, and welcome to another episode of Living by Design. I have a great topic on tap for you today. My next book is about female frenemies, and we're going to talk about what that means. But I have a panel of ladies here today to talk about this topic because we want to get to the bottom of why is there a female rivalry among us? Why do we gossip? Why do we envy? Why do we unfairly judge each other? So today we're going to get to the bottom of that and start the healing process. So I am going to allow my panel to introduce themselves, and then we're going to jump right in.
Hi, I'm Renee Lynch.
Tonya Egan.
Lakeisha Lorraine.
And I'm Keela McKee.
And I am so thrilled to have this amazing panel because we talked off camera and we have so much to talk about. So I'm going to kick it off, ladies, and just ask the question, in your opinions and your experience, what do you feel is the bottom line reason, the core reason that females judge and gossip and unfairly treat each other and envy each other and try to sabotage each other's work? What is going on with that, and why do you think that occurs?
I think a lot of it happens when they haven't found themselves at a very early age. Some people don't have the opportunity to be cultivated in an environment that fosters them to search their identity and moving in their purpose. They're like, oh, well, you think you something. So it's an insecurity, and it's also just a lack of knowing who they are.
I like that. I like that. Anybody else want to expand on that? I totally love the insecurity.
Totally agree.
Definitely following up on the fact that some women I'm not there yet, and I'm ready to get there, and I don't believe that I can fully develop myself if I'm helping you also reach your full potential.
Yeah, that's good point.
That's good.
That's a very good point. Anybody else have anything to add?
I would just add, just to piggyback off of the other two, Lakeisha and Keela,
Yes.
that I think that when women don't understand their purpose and who they are, then that we can look at someone else and envy.
Yes.
Because we think that what they have is something that we can't attain.
Mm-hmm.
And so we envy them for what they have or what they do or who they become. But you know, as a minister, I feel like with a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, you know, then that kind of fosters the relationship and helps you to understand your purpose. Yeah. And then you realize that there's more for everyone, you know, that I can have just as well as you. So
I like that. Now I'm going to expand a little bit on that because I know everyone on this panel knows who they are. You know your purpose. You've been doing it for a long time and you're very good at it. Please tell our audience, how do you connect with that inner God in them and that inner spirituality? Because that's where your power lies, is inside. See, we live life externally, from the external, from the outside in, instead of from the inside out. So please, just, you know, anyone, just talk about how do you get that process going where you can connect with your inner you to discover your purpose.
yeah. Well, I can remember being at a very low place in my life. You know, my husband walked out, and it was my son and I. He was 1 year old, and I just had to figure out, you know, what am I going to do, you know. And one of my cousins recommended The Purpose-Driven Life for me, and that kind of changed my whole world, you know. And the more I read, and I started understanding, you know what, I am somebody, and I have something to offer, and God created me for a purpose. And then I just started to seek Him through prayer.
I like that. Now, some of you other ladies, how did you come to discover your purpose? How did you come to discover what your purpose was, Tonya?
I think just talking with people. So early in kind of my career, I was really seeking meaning in my life. You know, I was in my early 20s, and I thought, okay, I've done what people told me to do, but I still don't feel fulfilled. I feel empty inside. And so when you just share and talk to people, and some of them definitely were other women that said, hey, have you thought about, in my case, like a career in the nonprofit sector and working with youth? And I was like, what is that? I had no idea that existed. So and then I thought, well, would I have the strengths to do that? So I always recommend to people the Strengths Finder survey, so you know your top 5 strengths, because I think it makes you realize we all have strengths unique to ourselves, and we have to learn to appreciate other people's strengths, because that's why we're different. You know, we need everyone's strengths to play together to make us strong individually and as a community.
So piggybacking off of that, I'm actually at Ivy Tech, the first vice president for Strengths Quest on our campus. And my top 5 strengths are command, strategic, activator, and maximizer, and futuristic. So with all those being said, I like to be futuristic and think about the future and how I can gain a mass crowd so that we can all reach our purpose. And so I know that 3 of my strengths are in executing, and then there's like 4 other sectors where they teach you that you're either a relationship builder and things of that nature. So I really, really love Strengths Finder for that. And then going back to what your question was, how did I find my purpose? My purpose really came out of a dark time, getting bullied in college, and realizing that I was just falling into a hole because of someone else's insecurity, and realizing I don't want to go party. That's not my thing. My parents didn't raise me to be like that. My parents are older, so I pretty much was sheltered from a young age, and then telling them that no, I don't want to party with you anymore. And I just realized after talking to one of my professors that's not you. Your light is too bright to be dimmed by somebody else. And that's really how I found my purpose and started my business.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Just so much power in this, because I've always said, if you can just get past that pain, there's power on the other side.
Yes.
And if you can get there and find that power, I promise you'll find your purpose there.
And go from victim to victor.
Oh,
you always have a choice.
Absolutely.
I always tell myself, here you're at that crossroad. You can be a victim or a victor. It's like, what are you going to do? Okay.
Right.
Take the high road and like you said, glean the power from the pain.
That's right. That's right. Because that's why we go through experience in life. That's what life is all about. Life is not about, having an easy ride.
No.
It's about finding that power that exists in those adversities and things that can make us bitter. Instead of being bitter, we strive to be better. Absolutely. Yeah. So, you want to add anything to it?
I love what you said about, instead of making it make you bitter, it makes you better. So even if you're on the other side of the competitiveness with women, which is really silly, because there's room for everybody. As you said, each of us have different gifts, and the more time that you spend wasting your time trying to chase someone else's dream, you're neglecting your purpose and all the things that you could be doing, because all the pieces of the puzzle, the foot, the eye, the ear, they're all special in helping us function and live. So, you know, I was listening to Torrey Roberts from One Church LA, and they were talking about, well, what if the ear didn't know its purpose? It was trying to be a foot. You know, so you think about all that you're missing. Think about all that you're missing out on, you know, fashioning yourself after someone else's life. So know that you're special, know that you're loved, and know that whatever your gift is, you can find it and then celebrate others in their successes. There's no problem with doing that. There shouldn't be an issue.
I mean, we really should be celebrating each other instead of just tolerating each other. I mean, that's so very important. As you can see, there is so much to be said about this topic, so we're going to just take a quick break, and we're going to be right back with more of this healing situation. Hi, and welcome back to Living by Design. Unfortunately, we lost one of our panelists because she had to go to her job, which she is just so focused. But we still have 3 amazing panelists here, and we're going to continue the discussion because now I'd like to talk about emulating and duplicating. So, ladies, it's one thing to admire what someone else is doing. I get that. But it's a whole nother thing when you absolutely try to be that person. Now, yes, I admire Oprah Winfrey. I don't want to be the next Oprah. I want to be the first and only Kathy Holloway Hill. So what is it about this emulating and duplicating stuff when it never, ever works out? They end up jumping from here to there. It didn't work. So they jump here. It didn't work. So they jump somewhere else. And they have all of these groups of people that they try to duplicate, and when it doesn't work out, they just keep jumping and jumping.
I think the keeping up with the Joneses situation. And if people think about it, the Joneses or whatever the Joneses represents, those people are focused on what they're doing. They celebrate others. They're not really concerned about whatever's going on with everybody else. They're not playing the comparison game. They're focused. So you have to think about, if you're in that position and you find yourself trying to keep up with the Joneses, why am I so concerned about what everybody else is doing to the point of where I want to copy or covet what they're doing? I can celebrate and admire them, but I don't need to try to take what God has already given them, because He can't bless you if you're jealous of what other people are doing. So you really need to just try to not keep up with the Joneses, keep up with your Jones, and do whatever it is that you feel like you're meant to do.
Absolutely.
And that's where you'll find the success.
You know, I think that our Western culture kind of says that you have to be this type of woman. So it goes back to the stereotypes. And I think sometimes when we know we're not going to measure up, I mean, I've been trying so long to be skinny, right? To lose this weight, right? Or or even hair texture, you know. I see people with their natural hair and it's long and it's flowing and my curl pattern is a little bit tighter. And it's like, you know, and so, but our culture, you know, makes us believe that we have to fit into this one mold. And when we don't measure up, then we envy who is that mold.
How do we change the culture now? I think what's so cool about the entertainment industry, which is where I work, things are changing. Unique is in. The groups of kids and the groups of people that used to be left out or ostracized or weren't deemed as beautiful are in now. So now, you know, when I was growing up, I got teased because of my darker skin tone within the Black community. And it really made my self-esteem very low from elementary to middle school. It wasn't until high school, after much prayer and a wonderful mother, I was able to say, this is who I am, I'm beautiful, we're different, but that's okay. And whatever,
you didn't have a need to envy lighter skinned people. No. And it never came to that. It was just something that made me feel low about myself. But now we have all these different representations. So hopefully, even if you don't have a very good environment, you can look on TV and see Queen Latifah, you know, and see Octavia Spencer, and see Lupita Nyong'o, you know, and see all these wonderful women that were not represented some 20 years ago. And now little kids can say, hey, I see myself. I'm beautiful, you know.
But the pressure you're talking about with fitting in, because you were bullied for being dark skinned.
Yeah.
I was bullied starting in 4th grade till 7th grade for being the albino girl. So you can't win.
Yeah,
Because my hair, I was so pale, skinned, and then light hair, so I was bullied the opposite. So it just goes to show you can't win. It's like you're either too light, way too light if you're Caucasian, or too dark, and it just, it's just tearing other people down.
Absolutely.
But I had the same reaction as you. I mean, it definitely affected my self-esteem as a young, 4th, 5th, 6th grade, middle school girl. Like, what's wrong with me? Why is everyone focused on me? And, again, not understanding that they're the ones with the problem.
Right.
They're the ones with the insecurities and the hatred, or just the hurt that's making them hurt other people. But it's so hard, especially even as an adult, sometimes remember it's not us we may be the target, but we're not the cause of some of that, whether it's bullying or gossip or whatever it is.
And to have the courage, I think, to stand strong and say, okay, you know what, I'm never going to be Tonya,
Yes.
And so how can I be happy with me? It's like, I think I found out once I start loving myself and saying, okay, you got it going on, then other people start thinking I had to go on.
The confidence start coming out.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you another really big deterrent that really hurts a lot of people who don't get it.
Right.
I mean, of course, everybody on this panel gets it. But social media. Social media. You see all of these successes, for lack of a better word, on social media. And I think that also feeds into jumping into this, jumping into that, jumping into this, jumping into that. If I get a lot of likes on this, then I'm going to try more of this, even though that's not your calling.
Right.
Leave social media alone. It doesn't matter if you get 2 likes or 2 million likes.
I think it has to do too, like, for me, I post a lot about my profession, like about acting and producing, because that's what I'm doing, and you have to post that so you can continue to get work.
Exactly.
So it's not that you are being inauthentic about your life. You have to think about who's posting and why are they posting.
That's right.
And if you're in the entertainment lane, yes, you need to be posting. You have to have a following. That's how sometimes they pick who they want to cast.
Correct.
If they have a big following, because that means more money. But if you're posting about your relationship and you're really unhappy, but you're trying to prove to other people that you're happy, that's where it becomes the problem.
Muddy.
Yeah, and it's like we're just lumping everything all in together. Because initially it was created just to keep up with people, right?
And whatever your initial calling is, your purpose is, you have to post about that. You have to stay with that. You can't jump here, jump there, jump there. Whatever gets the most likes, that's where you're going to go. That's what you're going to try next. So, I tell you, I am just so passionate about this topic, as you can see. But we're going to take another quick break, and we will be right back with more of this awesome topic. Thanks.
Saturday, June 23rd, it's an evening of excellence, entertainment, and purpose. It's the 8th Annual Harvest Girls International If the Shoe Fits White Party. This fundraising event takes place at the Indianapolis Marriott Hotel, 350 West Maryland Street from 6 until 10 p.m. The night features a special concert performance from Toy Factory. For tickets, log on to www.hgiyparty2018.eventbrite.com or call 317-891-HGI2.
Welcome back. We are still here and we are going strong. So ladies, I'm going to pick right up where we left off with social media. So for whatever reason, it just, and there's that people pleasing, disease to please. Everybody wants to have a lot of likes and a lot of views on their videos. So for whatever reason, they don't stick to their purpose. They don't stick to what they're passionate about, what they were called to do. They deviate, and then they go into other areas that are not their areas to go into, just to get that attention.
Everything is sensationalized now.
Yeah.
Even our news. It's not even, unfortunately, sorry to all my journalistic friends, it's not even news anymore. It's sensationalism. So everybody wants to seem like, even if it's like showing for some women who show a lot of their bodies on social media. Again, that ties back to a self-esteem thing. If
That's a big
gossip,
one for me.
People like to look at that. So
Or being braggadocious. Like you can go the other way and be too showy and too because that's not your transparent self. No one's life is perfect, and if you want to create this facade, which social media allows you to do, you lose your authentic self in that, because there's that theory that we are who we think other people think we are, but you want to be your true self to other people, and you're not. So you run into someone and they just think you're on cloud nine, and maybe you're dealing with something very serious, but you don't portray that.
And then I have a question about why do people send you a friend's request? They want to be in your friends group, but they never put one like on what you post. But whenever they have everything on their stuff, they, of course expect to get likes, but they never put a like on someone else's post.
And then you start to wonder, okay, are they jealous?
Or are they just watching?
Being nosy,
or are they just watching to see what you're doing? Yeah, just lurking and looking.
They're lurking.
Trying to see what you do.
Right, so they can emulate it and just switch it up just a tad. So they can emulate it and duplicate it and be who and what you are when that's not their calling. But when you spread yourself so thin, people don't take you seriously in anything that you do. Now you're all over the place, so they're like, well, what is she called to do? What what are they called to do? What is going on? So you just brought up a good point about the drama.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about reality TV.
I watched Housewives, Atlanta Housewives, for a long time, and then I was just like, they are really they're grown.
Now,
they're really grown.
I don't know nothing about that.
All the time.
That's not scripted.
That is scripted, but they're not actors.
Oh.
So I mean, they're just regular women who, the producers tell them, they put them in situations to have drama, but it's not like, a Blackish or a Scandal or whatever your favorite show is. I mean, it's not a scripted show in that way with real actors doing the show.
And it's not like they have enough. They got more. They got Beverly Hills, and they got New Jersey housewives. How many different housewives?
Basketball housewives.
You name it. I've seen all of them. And now they got the Little Women where they're midgets. And they're full of drama. I'm like, come on.
But it's making money.
Guilty.
That's the thing. And that's because people are watching it. So why are we so...
And my husband does say that. He says, "Why do you watch that stuff?" And I ask myself that too, because it is the drama and it's intriguing. But I think I'm just in shock the whole time, thinking, are they really friends? Do they really? It's like this sociological experiment. Like I fall for that they're friends, but then you don't treat friends that way. So I get caught up in the storyline, but. I think you're right on. I mean, if we really disapprove, then we need to walk the talk and not endorse it, because that will hurt, it continuing.
And unfortunately, they are who many people are emulating.
Amen.
So, you got to have your Louboutins, you got to have your Gucci bag.
That's right.
And you got to be with the baller.
Yes.
All these things that could take us out of our character and away from our purpose.
Yes. Because we are taught, society, someone mentioned it earlier, to live in an external world with tangible things that determine who we are, determines our identity. Our identity is determined by our bank accounts and what's in our driveway and the type of purse we carry and the clothes and the people we hang around. And that's not what it's about. It's not what it's about. But that's what they try to portray in these reality TV shows.
So I mean, hopefully somebody will have a come to Jesus moment and say, hey, let me use my platform to speak about this, or to encourage young girls to do this, or what have you, because that is, these images in media is someone's mother, or it is someone's aunt, or maybe that's all they have to look at. So hopefully the people who have that responsibility will do the right thing, so we can have whole grown women who empower each other.
Somewhere along the way, I believe a lot of people started believing that the only way that they could be successful is have some drama somewhere.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of self-empowerment shows, self-empowerment media,
Yeah.
nutritional TV is what I like to call it,
Yeah.
that is thriving and doing fantastic, and this is one of them.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
for sure.
You're right.
This
I mean,
is
you're
one
right.
of them because we are getting ready to enter our 5th year on the air.
right.
Yeah, amen, amen. And have changed so many lives, and I'm so proud of that because we have not sold out
Right.
to anything that's negative, anything that's drama filled, and I never will.
No.
Yeah.
And that's what you never
Stand
know
in
who's
your truth.
watching, who's watching you,
That's
Everyone,
right.
and that's the
Exactly.
thing, like don't allow the smoke and the clouds to make you think that whatever you're doing is not impacting somebody.
Exactly.
It's impacting, there's people watching you don't even know.
Right.
Exactly.
And
know,
ladies,
that
I
inspires.
tell you, we got to have a part 2. We've got to have a part 2 because
This is a big issue.
this has been one of the most self-empowering, self-uplifting, inspirational shows, knowledge-filled shows that I have done, and I'm so proud of these ladies for just opening up and being transparent. And I'm going to leave you with this thought because it's very important with everything we've discussed. Please go inside and discover why you are on this earth. Please don't chase paper, chase purpose. And I promise you, you will have all the success that you need. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you same time next week. Living by Design.